Hey guys, D from Tech Shop 82 with another video. This one's going to be interesting because some of you may know Moxie over here, star of Megan 2, and child of Embodied Inc. that went bankrupt earlier this year. Now, obviously, before it went bankrupt, which is good, the company released a firmware that allows you to use Open Moxie, which was developed, I believe, by one of their engineers. That allows you to use it outside of their server shutting down. But the issue is not everyone's Moxie got this update. So, for the last month or so, I've been trying to figure out a way to update a Moxie that has not been updated. I don't have good news for you yet. I'm close, but in the meanwhile, while I was trying to do that, I figured out a way to replace the battery on this guy. So that's what this video is. I'm going to be showing you how to take this guy apart to get to his battery, but also to get to his head. Now, this video is going to be chopped up because it's difficult to take him apart and hold the camera. I'm going to get my tripod. But the things you're going to need just from the get-go are a Phillips screwdriver. Let me see what size this is. This is a PH1. You're going to need, so that's a Phillips screwdriver. You're going to need a Torque screwdriver. This is a T10. And then, for his head, you are going to need to get at least a 6-inch Phillips, a 6-inch long Phillips screwdriver. And I mean something like this, because Moxie was beautifully designed. I mean, it's a work of art. Next to Vector, this is like the next best robot thing. It's just a shame they died, but Moxie is way over-engineered. Seriously, way over-engineered. And you see once we get in, there's screws all over the place. But the main thing, to get to his head, there is a screw that you have to go from one side over here to unscrew this section of his head, or it will not come off. There is no way you can do that unless you have a long Phillips head. So with that done, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start off at the bottom, because that's where we start. I wish we could just focus on the head, but as you can see right here, this area is not accessible unless you take this entire thing apart, his body area. But his body is not accessible unless you take this apart, and this is not accessible unless you take the bottom apart. So we have to start from the bottom and work our way up till we get to his head, and then we can get these things taken out. So let me get my tripod, and then we'll continue from there. Okay, I'm going to try and keep everything in frame. And let me just move this a little bit. Okay, so we're going to start from the bottom. And oh, another thing. So this Moxie has a battery. A lot of Moxies, their batteries are dead. I have another video where I show you how to resell the battery. It's not an easy process because, once again, you have to take Moxie apart to get to the battery. But so right now, you may not be able to see it in the video, but it's flashing yellow, pink, or purple, yellow, purple, indicating that there's something wrong with the battery. If it was all just yellow, then it means that it's charging, and then once it's fully charged, it'll stop. But because it's flashing this purple and yellow, it just tells me that the battery is dead, and it's been like this for hours. So the battery will need to be replaced. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to take that out. And I have this on his head just to indicate that this is one that has not been updated. So, right here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 T10 Torque screws that you'll take out. Oh, another thing you are going to need is tape, because as you take these things apart, you want to keep the screws with the pieces that you took them with, because there are so many screws that if you just put them all in a pile, yeah, you won't be able to make heads and tails as to which screw goes where. So tape to tape the screws together with the things, or if you have a box, you can just put it with the box. So taking that one out, I'm just putting here to the side. Just two. And funny enough, these are the only torque screws in the entire assembly. Everything else is Phillips. Which I don't know if I'm grateful for, because like with Vector obviously smaller bot, but all the screws are the same. Except for the screws that hold the wheel housing in place. Those, everything else is the same. So there you go. You have your base off. Looks like he had a piece that was broken in there. That's what was rattling. Not sure where that came from, but that goes in the trash. And so if you have like sandwich baggies or something like that, you could put the guys in. But what I'm just gonna do is I'm gonna tape this hole so they don't fall out. And then I am going to put all these screws in there. So the bottom piece, the screws that go with it together, put that to the side. Okay. Now, the next thing you want to take apart, this is where the Phillips PH1 comes in. I believe I had it here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So those ones we'll take out. Oh, forgot to tell you the easy part. The arms. These guys just pop out. There's no other way you can take it. You just pop them out. Mechanism on them is truly remarkable, because you see, as you just push this, it makes it seem like it's moving, but then the motor also goes up and down, so it just makes it appear more lifelike. Okay, back to disassembling. So we could do the side now, but I'm gonna do this this one first. So here. Let me get my Phillips head in there. Snap, drop that. You don't need to have a power screwdriver. I do, because it helps. And my wrists cramp up a lot, so I'm gonna go take that one out. And these are all different sizes, which is why it's important that you keep them all together. So these top ones, visually what you can do is just go, okay, so I know those two at the top. This one right here in the middle, maybe not a, this one's slightly bigger, so that PH1 was just freely rotated in there. It'll take it off, but you just have to be careful when you're taking it out. So it's wider, but it's smaller. It's not as tall as this one. And that's a common thing you're gonna see. So if you, I don't know if I can focus on this, but the threads on these screws are wide, or there's a lot of distance in between them. These, when you have these type of screws in Moxie, these ones will be going into plastic. As we take it apart more, you'll see more screws where the threads are more finely close together. Those ones go into metal. So if you make the mistake and you don't organize your screws together, and you get to a part where you're like, wait a minute, which one goes where? Look at the threads spacing. If it's wide, look at the part and see if it's going into plastic. If it's going into plastic, that's probably where it's supposed to go. Okay. So I have that one done. So those two at the top, these two on the side, and then these two bottom ones right here. Those are the same as the top ones. I mean, look at this beautiful thing. This is what makes them rotate all over. 360 rotation. The wires are all put in place so that it doesn't kink. I mean, Moxie is a beautifully built robot. I can understand why when it first came out, they wanted to charge like, what, $1,800 or something crazy like that. And then eventually they saw that was way too much, and they reduced the price down to $700. Oh, yeah, $700 or $699 or something like that. This was ahead of its time, and unfortunately, that's what happens with technology when it's ahead of its time. It's too expensive. And as you're doing this kind of, you can see some of the grease, well, a little bit, but there's grease here to make sure everything goes smoothly. I'm just brushing off some dust. Okay, so we have the bottom part done. Let's see. Kind of separates like that. Turn it to the other side. And make sure I have this separated like that. So this front piece comes off like that. So that's the front part off. Now, so I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to put all these guys in here because I know that's where they go. And then I am just going to tape. I'm just going to tape you guys together because you guys belong with you. So front side done. And then looking at this one, yeah, so it just comes out like that. So the bottom piece is done. Moxie's almost, well, not almost. We're done with the bottom piece. So now this front side, this back side. Oh, I forgot. Another tool you're gonna need is a small flathead that can get into these grooves. You are going to damage or scuff this plastic somehow. And let me see. If you have a really flat, thin, longer spludger or something that you can use to get in the grooves here, to get this, I forget what this piece is. You see it in a lot of carpentry, like the finishing. After you screw it in, then you push this in to kind of give it this smooth effect. So you need something that's flat. Let me look at my other tools. Okay, so you can kind of see something as flat as that. This is what I'm going to use to try and get underneath there. So I have my other, I have lots of tools, so you may need something well, you will need something similar to this. So, and the way this kind of works is you have to go in, then kind of rotate it out, but it's going to damage the plastic. I haven't figured out a way to do this without damaging the plastic. So go underneath. Someone might have a better way, but this is the only way I've been able to figure out how to take this part apart. And I'm sure they have a tool to do this. I just don't have the said tool. Okay, there it is. So from the top, push down. It's going to rotate like this. It'll rotate counterclockwise, and then you just pull it out. And it will do the same thing on this side. I don't know if you can see. There we go. So kind of push it to rotate it. Well, this one's clockwise. That other one's counterclockwise. And then just pull it out. There it is. So now you have one Phillips head, another Phillips head. And then this one's kind of easier. It's just kind of push down to kind of wedge it out. There you go. And it comes off. And once again, I'm using a flathead. Let me see if I can get this to focus. I'm using a flathead to do all these prying. So that one's there. I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. There we go. So dig in, try and pry it out over there. So, and this top one, I'm just gonna take it out now because eventually we'll need to do it also. This one comes off a lot easier. So I'm just gonna put that there with that one. Okay, so like I said, we can't get to this one because of this. So let's take these two guys off. So we'll start from the front. If you have a larger Phillips than the P1, maybe the PH2, go ahead and use that one. But the P1 works if you have tweezers. Ooh. Hold up. Tweezers come in handy. Put that there. Same thing on this other side. Now, this is the speaker, so definitely be careful of that. You don't want to puncture it and damage it in any way. Watch me puncture and damage this one on camera. Okay, so speaker's done. Well, not speaker. That side's done. It's not over with because you need to do this side, the back. Same thing with this other one. Okay. These are the same. And you can see with the threads, where are you? The threads are kind of wider. Same thing. It's going into plastic. And so that's that one. Same screw. So you can just put it in there. This side. Put it over there. Okay, so now, if I'm not mistaken, this one, the back should come off first. And let me just look through, because there's some hidden screws in here. Yeah, so you can't see it, but here, well, maybe you can. Right there, this guy's attached to the frame. So I can't take this one off yet. So I need to take the back off first. And just pop it. Oh, I forgot to take out these guys. That's why it was taking so long. Well, that's why it wasn't easily popping off. So there we go. Okay. There, so the back's done. So now what I do is, because I know all these are the same, and I don't want to lose this back one, I'm just gonna keep it in there. Get some tape, and just tape it shut. It's not going anywhere. Some tape. Tape that guy shut. And what I could do is then, because same thing, I could put this guy back here. tape it. Put this one back here. So I don't drop my screws. Tape it. And then those two. So one here. One there. For me, it's just easier because then I don't have to worry about where the screws go. Okay, so I have two screws. Where did those come? Oh, that's from this side. So I'll wait to tape those to here, but I need to now take this one apart because it is attached to the frame here and here. You may not be able to see it. So there are two screws on this metal piece, one that are attached to the frame that are holding this in place. So this is where this long guy comes in handy. No. So I'll just take it out. There's one. And if you can get one that's magnetized, that helps. There's two. Okay, and then this side. Now this is the back sensor that detects when you rub Moxie's back. That's what this is. 3. And then it's kind of difficult to see. Ugh. I think my grip strength is strong enough to turn it. There you go. 4. So now with those 4 taken off, the front should. Let me take a look, just make sure. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't have any other ones on here. So yeah, the front should just pop off. There you go. So kind of like from here from the bottom, take that out, and then the front comes off. Now what you can do, or what I would do is, like I said, put those back in because you don't want your screws to go missing. So 2 on each side. 1. The first time I took Moxie apart, I did not do this. So now, and I have 4 Moxies. The first one I took apart, I didn't do this, so I have a bunch of screws, and I'm gonna use this as reference to figure out where they go, because I could not for the life of me remember which screws went where. Okay, so those 2 back in place, and then I'm gonna put these 2 that we saved from earlier here, because that's where they go. And you can see they go into this plastic piece. Hard plastic piece. Tape it in place. Tape it in place. Okay, back and front done. Secure. And now we can look at Moxie and all. I don't know why, but it's I guess it's just human nature to gender robots. Like Cosmo, I gender as a he. I don't know why. Just gender as a he. Vector, I don't know where my vectors are, somewhere in here. I gender them as a he also. Emo, I gender as a he. But Moxie, even though it talks and has the appearance of a little boy, or talks like a little boy, I want to gender as a she. I don't know. It's just human nature. I don't know why. Okay, just dusting this off. Okay, so in another video, not doing that today, but in another video, when I take this apart, the battery. So this is the speaker. It strangely enough has a wire that runs all the way up to the head, but this is the speaker. The battery is housed in here. There's this wire that comes here onto another board that charges it, and the battery is in here, and that's what we need to take this off, take these guys out, detach this bottom piece, and then get to the battery. Let me see if I can show you what that looks like. So this is the first Moxie I took apart. This is that daughter board that controls the motors that's being connected to from the main head. The battery in this one I replaced, and it's these wires. So the battery goes in there, it charges here, supplies power in here, but the battery is in here. And we'll look at that in a different video. Okay. So now it's time to take the head apart. So same thing, now we have access to the side, and we're gonna try and do the same thing. This one has I always forget, there's like 3 places where it's connected, and it's easier if you attack from one side than the other. So if you're trying to pop it out from one side angle and it's not working, try going to another one and see if you have any better luck, because right now I am not. Where's that one I was using? This guy. And it just makes it look, it's like it wasn't even meant to be taken apart, because I don't know how you get this out without damaging the plastic. Unless there's like a secret place where you push in and then it just magically comes out. Yeah, like there. And please be careful. You don't want to damage something as you're trying to take this out, but yeah, it's slowly coming out. It's just not effectively. Okay. There it is. There's the little bugger. So, after I've scratched it all to oblivion, time to do it on this side. Okay, let's see. So not there. Oh, I think I found the spot. At least I thought I did. There. That was a whole lot better. It's not as scratched up as the first one. Yeah, it's focusing on my hand. But either way. So, side piece is done. Now I can take this one out, that one out, and then this one out. And then this side comes off. So, there's one screw. Get my tweezers. Take it out. Take the head one out. And my tweezers. Oh yeah, this is that long one. So you kind of see how, well, if I can focus, yeah, this one's different. And it has thinner spacings in between the threads. So it's going into metal. And you can kind of see the metal, the golden metal right there. And then this side, take it out. And then now you just kind of pop that piece there, and it's bear with it. It's very very tricky to take this part off. So you separate it and then try and work your way to get this piece separated from the other one. I'm going to get, let me get a spudger. So this side is done. This whole side should just come off, but it's not designed to do so easily. And just to double check, yeah, there are no other things on here. Separated there, and maybe that's what I'll do. So latch. Try and take this side apart. There it is. There it goes. Okay. So latch, there it is. Oh, don't go back on me. So separate the front, that makes it come out a bit. Oop. And then separate the back, makes it come out a bit more. And now we have to deal with these parts. Oh man, okay, no. I don't want you to go back. Okay, so that side's there. I'm gonna raise you up a bit. And then, there it is. Whew. It's difficult to separate. I'll just leave it at that. Open you up for brain surgery. Whew, nothing broke. Nothing broke. Whew. But yeah, that's how tough. Never mind, I made a mistake. Something did break. The one that was over here. But it comes apart. So this side is done. And before I move on, I'm gonna put this back in there. That's where I got that. Tape it shut. You're not going anywhere. This one's for the other side. This one's for the top, so I'm gonna just put it in here and tape it shut. So, left side of Moxie's head is done. Now, when I initially tried this, y'all, I know I said y'all, you all. When I initially tried this, as difficult as it was to take that part off, I thought, okay, let me try and take this side off. I pulled, I pushed, I tried. It would not budge. And I was like, surely I'm missing something. And then I saw it. Straight through here, might not be able to see it, is the screw. Straight through here, this hole right here, is another screw. Embedded. Why did you design it this way? For the love of God, it pissed me off when I found out. Thankfully, I had something that was long enough, barely long enough, and then I got these, which are really long. So you need something that's 6 inches at least to get to the other side. That's a Phillips. Now, this is a PH2. So you kind of go in, aim, aim till it gets in place, and then you just start turning. Now, I can't And I have the torque to do it, so I'm just going to use my regular screwdriver. Turn, 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 turn. It's loose. Ooh, came through. If it falls in, it doesn't matter. You'll be able to get it out. So that's that piece over there. And then this other one goes through this hole. You won't be able to see where it's going. You just kind of have to feel for it. Well, you can kind of see maybe through the top. Okay, I know where you're going. Or actually here through the bottom. You'll be able to see it through the bottom. Actually, no, I lied. You can't see it through the bottom. You just have to feel for it. I cannot get this thing. Okay, go straight ahead. Oh, right there. Okay, there's a small slot right here. Use that to kind of guide where you can barely make out where the screwdriver is in relation to that screw. And I was way off. So yeah, so just look through there, look through right here at the bottom, and then guide your screwdriver to it, and then there you go. I don't think I got it through, so yeah, I see ya. Whew. That was not easy. Remember, look through here. You'll be able to see your screw's head, and then you can guide it to where the screw is on the other side. And then you just do the same thing. Separate, because I don't believe there aren't any other, there aren't any other screws. It's just wedged in there. There might be an easier way to take this apart, but I do not know of an easier way. And do the side. So start from the front, bend it forward, and then work your way backwards. Whew. And be careful with your bot, or as I did with my camera. Okay. Be careful with your bot. You don't want to drop it. You don't want it to fall over. You don't want to break this thing. There we go. There's our Moxie in all her glory. His glory, its glory. So once again, before I continue moving on, put this guy here. Put him in. Tape him shut. It's not going anywhere. And then you belong here. And you, wait a minute, I have that backwards. I'll check the footage. I don't know which one goes where. Because it's either the small one goes there and this one goes here, or it's the other way around. And I think it was the other way around. I think this taller one goes up here. So yeah, the taller one goes up there. And then this shorter one goes down here. Like I said, this is why it's important to keep track of all your screws, because if there were just screws all over the place, you'd get them confused. So left side is done. Now we get to the good stuff. The head. Now, I used to think there was a screen in here. There isn't. Ladies and gentlemen, Moxie has a projector in its head. There is a 640 by 480 projector in this machine. And how is that projecting to the face? The magic of mirrors. There is a mirror over here behind his head, and I'm going to take it out to show you the miracle behind this robot. Okay, good. That landed over there perfectly. I'll pick it up later. Three screws. Three screws hold. Yeah, I'm not gentle like that. The mirror in place. Say hello to the camera and say hello to my face. Pristine mirror. So, like I do with everything, put the screws in. Now, because obviously you can't just go buy a mirror like this. You can put fingerprints on it, but you can clean it off later. But you want to make sure that you take care of the mirror and it doesn't get scratches. So tape there, tape there, and then tape there. So now this guy's not, screws aren't going anywhere. Mirror's in good shape. I am going to put it somewhere safe. Preferably facing up so the mirror doesn't get scratched. Now, this is what's in Moxie's brain. The mirror gets, and as you can see over here, there's the projector right there. The projector projects the screen onto here. That's reflected onto the face. Because I always wondered how in the world, I thought maybe it was a screen that had a lens in front of it that made it look the way it did, but it's a genius idea. But man, when I say this thing is worth $1,800, that is why. Who puts a projector in a robot? Embody did, and now they're bankrupt, which I wish they weren't, but unfortunately, this is a marvel of engineering, but it is way over engineered and is way too expensive. At least from my point of view, it's just when I first saw this, I was blown away. Like, there's a projector in here. But okay, so enough of that. We have this out. Now we can easily take the sides off. But first, yeah. So let's take this back piece off. And then we'll take the face off. And then we'll get to the part that I'm more interested in, which is the motherboard. Because if I'm going to hack this guy, I need to be able to get access to his motherboard. Well, not necessarily hack, but figure out a way to make this guy, which does not have the update, get the update. So 2 screws here. There's 1 down here. There's 2 down here, and then 2 to the side. So side, just for my sanity. Where's this? These are those thin threaded screws. That go in the metal. These ones go into plastic. This one, I don't think, yeah, this one goes into plastic, so it should not be thin at all. Yeah, it's not. It's spread apart, but it's just as long. So those are the ones for that side. I'm going to come over to this side, do the same thing. Here. Here. Oh, I forgot. There's 2 down here as well. 1, 2. So a total of 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on each side. And I'm using my pH1. I think you can take this apart also with the pH2. Phillips head. So keep these two over here, keep this one's over here. Right there. Okay. And now I'll take these bottom ones out. And then, so here you need to be careful because there are ribbon cables that are here. So first thing I would do, which I didn't do here, is detach this antenna cable, just detach that. And then once you've opened those screws up, the fan up here for the projector is plugged in here at the top. So you just pop that out, bring this down, this cable down, twist it a little bit so you can get it out from under the board. It's not wanting to cooperate. Go. Oh snap. I'll put those back in. I know where they go. There. So the back of the head is done. So these ones I know came from down here. I'm gonna put them in. Put them in again. And tape. The guy's not going anywhere. This guy's not going anywhere. And then I'll just go ahead and proceed to put these guys back. So the finely threaded one goes into the metal, so that was down here. The other one, bigger threads, goes into plastic. That was up here. And I'll just, no. Push it in. And then the same thing. Once you push them in, tape to keep in place so they don't go anywhere. Tape to keep in place. And then these two, same thing. Just put over here. Now, looking at Moxie, I was thinking I might paint one of these dark blue, because blue is one of my favorite colors. So maybe, or maybe red. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'd say post in a comment what color you think I should do it, but that may sway me or not. Y'all could decide to make it pink, which wouldn't be a bad idea, but I don't have any pink paint. So, I don't know. We'll see. So, those guys are there. Do the same thing on the other side. If I haven't crushed all my screws. Okay. So remember again, thinly threaded was at the bottom going into the metal. So that goes here. The thicker one goes up here. Just put this over here. So tape, it's not going anywhere. Tape, not going anywhere. And then these ones you can just screw in there. Because they really weren't going. They're not going anywhere because they're, yeah, just screwed in. This kind of feels strange though. Oh, okay. So ignore what I said. You don't even have to take this apart. These are holding this earpiece in place back here. So this whole entire chamber is there. So ignore these guys. They're just, so all you need to do is just 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, let me get in frame. So for the back head, all you need to do is take this 1, 2, 1, 2. Those 4 pieces and the head comes off. This was holding this in place on both sides. We don't know what this is for. I think this is just for aesthetics because it serves really no purpose. Oh, no, no, no. I take that back. It's an echo chamber. I believe this goes to the mic because there are 4 mics on top of his head, on her head, its head. So when you speak, it goes through here and then it echoes all the way in there. So that way he can know which direction you're talking to him. So back of the head is done. Put that to the side. I don't even know where I put the front. Put that somewhere over here. Oh, no. I was looking for the front that I haven't taken off. So back of the head is done. So now the motherboard is here. We can't take it apart yet because we need to detach this guy. And thankfully, that is fairly easy. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4 screws that are holding the whole head in place. But before we take the head off, we want to detach these guys from the bottom. So if you can, flick this up as gently as you can and just slowly pull that out. Same thing here. Use the metal for leverage. Flick it up and then pull it out. Flick it up and then pull it out. So those 2 cables, I believe this is a screen, this is the camera, and then this is, I forget what this is for. This is for something else. With those detached, then we can take apart this screw here. Yeah. Where my tweezers go? There we go. So 1. And now it's plastic. 2. And then these 2 over here. It doesn't really take that much to separate it from the frame. But once that's done, oh, take that back. That's, so it's not just those 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, those guys want to fly out of there. So let's just keep them here. Okay. Now we have these 2 right here on both sides. So thinly threaded goes in the middle. Same thing there. Thinly threaded. Thinly threaded. And now it's very loose. And, oh yeah, you can now unplug this power cable. And there you go. There's there's Moxie's motherboard, projector, fuzzy face. I think this gives power to the fan or one of those things. Yeah, this gives power to the fan that was on that back piece. And then the cables. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reattach so that I don't forget, like I said. So it was, let's put this back. Those 2 there and this one here. This is the one that went in the plastic, which went over here. So I'm going to put the plastic one back. Yeah. If I can do it easily, I'll put the plastic one back so I remember where it goes. So I'm gonna put it there, rotate it a bit so it goes into place, and then let's put it in there. Same thing here. Okay, those 2 pieces go in there. For these ones, these were the long pieces. Just stick them back in there and then get some tape. not going anywhere. And then for these metal pieces, I'm just going to reattach them back here. But, so there's Moxie's head, or face, or front face over here. Put that away, put that to the side. And then now, so this is a speaker. So this wire goes all the way down to connect it to here. And then these are going to that daughter board. I believe one of these goes to this light here. And then this is power from that daughter board that comes from the batteries. But for today's video, this is what this is our target, the main board. So we've gotten access to that. And then thankfully, I made this cable based on just what was found on the Open Moxie subreddit on Reddit, which was very helpful in trying to figure out what this pinout was. So if I'm not mistaken, it goes TX, RX, ground, data positive, data negative, and then VCC. So this side goes to your computer as a USB for debugging, and this guy goes to your TTL to serial to TTL. So this plugs into a TTL to USB adapter, so you can see the serial output as it boots. But I'm gonna pause it here. When it's time to go to the battery, we'll continue the teardown. And I might make this one maybe just a long video on how to tear everything down. But I'm gonna stop it right here because I've gone to the target and I'm going to try and see what I can do with this guy. So I will see you in the next one because this has been almost an hour. I'll try and chop it down and make it longer. I mean, shorter, because this teardown is a lot. But anyways, I will catch you in the next video.